The Premier in Queensland, Anastasia Palaszczuk, yesterday held firm on the election. 77 council elections are proceeding, as the Electoral Commission of Queensland again insisted voting was compulsory. The Courier Mail poll of more than 1,700 people yesterday showed 85% did not believe the council election should go ahead, while New South Wales has already cancelled its local government elections, scheduled for way off in September. The Premier of Queensland said the health advice was very clear, and the Queensland Health Chief Officer, Jeanette Young, said it was safe for the elections to go ahead with new measures. Look, someone has told me they've closed down inland lakes in Queensland where people water ski, and they usually separate by 100 to 150 metres. So how can they justify closing down the lakes but then allowing people to go to polling booths and getting queues to vote in the council elections? The answer is, I'm buggered if I know. Every Thursday I speak to the Home Affairs Minister and member for Dixon, Peter Dutton. A fortnight today, he tested positive for coronavirus. He's on the line from his home in Brisbane. Minister, good morning.
Good morning, Ray.
You haven't got the all clear yet?
Just waiting on the test. I think they've cut back, obviously, on the number of tests that they're doing just to try and save the test kits, but I feel 100%, and the advice is that after a 10-day mark, you can't be contagious, but I feel well, but we're flat out, so all good, thank you.
Okay. Queensland elections. You're a Queenslander. What's your view? I mean, I've got a lot of listeners of all ages contact me saying this is stupidity. We're being told to stay home, and now they say come out on Saturday and vote, or come out today and pre-poll.
Well, Ray, obviously the Queensland government, as you say, has given their opinion. They're responsible for the election both at a council level, it's under a state government act, and also obviously for the Currumbin by-election. So they've made that decision. Premier Palaszczuk sure would be very happy to come on at any time on the Ray Hadley Show and explain her position. But look, I think there'll be a lot of people who decide to stay away and not go down. You can understand that under the circumstances. You want people to vote. I desperately want people to vote in Adrian Shrinner into Brisbane City Council because it's a huge local government, so we want the right outcome there, or it'd be a disaster if Pat Condren got up. He's just been a complete nightmare for many years, and he'd be the last Lord Mayor you'd want in Brisbane. So hopefully people can vote, and a lot will pre-poll, and that's been a big feature of elections already. People pre-poll before the day so they avoid the rush. But people will look at the lines. If it's too busy, they won't go. People will make their own judgments about whether they should vote or not.
Well, I know we get 500 votes, Condren, because that's me listening. He's out on 4BC before he met his Waterloo. So there'll be 500 listeners out there who may vote for him, but I don't know if the population of Brisbane. But, I mean, I've tried to get... look, what we try to do is advise people with elections. So we get the Electoral Commission on federally, the State Commission on in New South Wales when there are elections here. And it's not a carve-up. We just get them on and say, well, what do you want people to do? Can they bring their own pens? Yes, they can in these cases because we're not supplying them. And I mean, they're hiding. I don't know whether they've been instructed not to talk to the media by the Premier, but we have applied now 12 times for the Electoral Commissioner or his or her representative to come on and just tell us what people need to do. And they won't come on. It's just incredible. It's an information service more than anything else.
Well, you want to hear the information, and people need to have the information, but they should be taking their own pen. They should be cautious about social distancing, all of that. Advice would be pretty clear, and as I say, it is important in Brisbane. I mean, Brisbane's one of the biggest, after state governments, one of the biggest municipalities in the country, and I mean, Pat Condren's never run anything in his life. He was a grumpy journalist for a while who has a checkered history, frankly, and Adrian Shrinner, I think, has done a great job, and we need to make sure that he's re-elected, and importantly his councillors are as well, because we don't want disruption in the Brisbane city, and we do want, I think, a continuation of good government. So please, if people can support Adrian Shrinner in any way they can, then I think we'd be very grateful next week to have a stable government back in place at a Brisbane City Council level.
Now, it appears that